Chosen one. A season of unexpected financial increase is drawing near. Pay close attention, because these words are not arriving by coincidence, nor are they something to dismiss. They are reaching you at the exact moment they are meant to. A new chapter has already begun unfolding, and if you remain attentive, you will recognize the signs that are preparing your spirit for the blessing already moving toward your life. I am bringing unexpected provision into your hands. It is not the result of chance or random fortune. It is the outcome of every trial you endured with unwavering faith. Every moment you trusted, even when the path before you made no sense. This blessing comes through divine purpose, where my perfect timing meets your steadfast obedience and quiet endurance. Type Amen if you believe. You have walked through days when your sacrifices outweighed your rewards, when your dedication seemed unnoticed, and when it felt as though no one recognized the effort you continued to give. I witnessed every decision you made to remain honest instead of choosing the easier road. I saw every act of compassion you extended, despite being treated unfairly. I saw you hold tightly to hope, while uncertainty surrounded you from every direction. What is about to arrive is more than financial support. It is evidence that your faithfulness has unlocked opportunities that were hidden from human eyes. This unexpected provision is arriving as proof that I have been working beyond what you could see. Even during the moments when everything appeared unchanged, there is a reason it is coming into your life at this precise time. The season of preparation required silence so that its purpose could be completed. Had I released it sooner, it could have been mishandled, misunderstood, or even taken by those who never respected the path you faithfully walked. Now the timing is right, and the path is clear for you to receive without confusion or interference. What is coming will not require struggle in the same way as before, because it is not being earned in the natural sense. It is being released as a blessing tied to your faith. If this is touching your heart, take a moment to like the video, because your support helps this reach someone else who is silently waiting for the same breakthrough and does not yet realize that their moment is close. You have been carrying a weight that no one else fully understands. And part of that weight has been financial pressure that made you question how things would work out. I have watched you calculate, worry, and try to stretch what little you had, all while holding on to hope that something would change. This is where the unexpected nature of what I am doing becomes important, because it will not come from the sources you have been watching. It will arrive in a way that surprises you, in a way that makes you pause and realize that I am the one who made it happen. The money that is coming is not just for survival, it is for restoration. It is meant to lift a burden, to give you breathing space, and to remind you that you are not alone in your struggle. You are not forgotten, and you are not overlooked. Even when it feels like others are moving ahead while you are standing still, this moment is your reminder that delay was not denial. It was preparation for something that would arrive at the right time. You must also understand that this blessing carries responsibility, not fear, but awareness. I am placing something in your hands that is meant to be handled with wisdom and gratitude, not anxiety or doubt. When it arrives, do not question whether you deserve it, because it is not about deserving. It is about alignment with what I have planned for you. Receive it with peace, knowing that it has your name on it for a reason that goes beyond what you can currently see. There have been times when you felt like giving up, when the pressure became too much, and when it seemed easier to stop believing altogether, yet you did not completely walk away. Even if your faith felt small, even if your strength felt weak, that small thread of faith is what I use to keep you connected to this moment. And now that connection is about to produce something real and tangible in your life. This is why you are hearing this now, because your heart needs to be ready before your hands receive. Type 777 if you trust God. I am also asking you to guard your peace when this blessing arrives, because not everyone will understand it. And not everyone will celebrate it. Some may question how it happened. Some may try to insert themselves into your situation. And some may even doubt the legitimacy of what you received. You do not need to explain everything. And you do not need to justify what I have done for you. Stay grounded. Stay grateful. And stay focused on the purpose behind what you have been given. This unexpected money is also a sign that a new chapter is opening, one where you will no longer operate from constant lack and pressure. It does not mean challenges will disappear completely, but it does mean that you will have a different kind of support moving forward. You will begin to see opportunities that were not visible before, and you will have the ability to make decisions without the same level of fear that once controlled you. This is part of the transformation I have been preparing for you. And it begins with this release. Do not rush ahead or make impulsive choices out of excitement, because this is only the beginning of what is unfolding. Take your time. Breathe. And allow yourself to adjust to this new reality. You have spent so long in survival mode that receiving something unexpected may feel unfamiliar at first. That feeling will pass as you begin to understand that this is not temporary relief. It is the start of something more stable and secure. Could a hidden part of your brain be influencing your ability to attract money? A Columbia study linked to CIA research points to a small brain mechanism activated through a simple 7-second ritual backed by 4 neuroscience labs. This method is helping people move beyond financial struggles into more balanced lifestyles. Many are now stepping into dream homes, owning luxury cars, and finally taking luxury vacations. However, this page might not remain online for long. Click the link in the description and comments before it disappears. I want you to remember that this blessing is connected to your identity as someone I have chosen and protected, even when you did not feel it. Your journey has not been random, and every step, including the difficult ones, has been shaping you for what is now arriving. The money is a sign, but it is not the full story. It is simply the first visible piece of a larger plan that is unfolding in your life. Stay close to me in this season, because the same guidance that carried you through hardship will help you manage what is now being placed in your hands. Do not drift away just because things begin to improve, because your strength has always come from staying connected to me. This is not just about receiving, it is about growing into a new level of trust, understanding, and stability. I am not only providing for a need, I am revealing a truth that you have struggled to fully believe, that you are supported in ways that go beyond what your eyes can see. This is the beginning of a deeper understanding that I am actively involved in your life, even when everything around you feels uncertain. There were nights when you sat alone, thinking about how things would work out, wondering if you had made mistakes that could not be fixed. You carried silent fears about bills, responsibilities, and the weight of expectations that no one else could feel the way you did. In those moments, you felt small, almost invisible, as if your efforts were not enough to change your situation. Yet, even in those quiet struggles, I was shaping something within you that could not be built in comfort or ease. The unexpected nature of this provision is important because it is meant to break a pattern in your thinking. You have become used to expecting delay, used to preparing for the worst, and used to limiting your hope so you would not be disappointed again. I am interrupting that pattern, not to confuse you, but to free you from a mindset that has been holding you back. When this blessing arrives, it will challenge what you believed was possible, and it will invite you to trust in a new way. Type 2 to receive miracles. Do not rush to explain it away or minimize it when it happens. There will be a natural urge to question it, to wonder if it will last, or to prepare for something to go wrong. That reaction comes from everything you have been through, but it does not define what I am doing now. This is not a temporary fix that will disappear quickly. This is a doorway into a different kind of stability that you have been praying for without always knowing how to express it. You will notice that this provision comes at a time when you are beginning to see yourself differently. There has been a quiet shift in your heart, a growing awareness that you are capable of more than you once believed. You may not have spoken it out loud, but you have started to sense that your story is not meant to end in struggle. This is why the timing matters, because your mindset is now strong enough to receive without fear controlling your response. There is also something you need to understand about the source of this unexpected money. It will not come from the place you have been watching or expecting, and that may surprise you at first. I am working through channels that you did not plan, through opportunities you did not create, and through people or situations that you did not anticipate. This is to remind you that I am not limited by your expectations or your current understanding of how things should work. As you receive this, take a moment to pause and recognize what it represents. It is more than a transaction or a number. It is a sign of alignment between your faith and my timing. It is proof that what you have been holding on to, even when it felt fragile, has not been wasted. Every small step of trust, every quiet decision to keep going, has been building toward this release. Type yes to receive miracles. You may also feel a mixture of emotions when it happens: relief, gratitude, and even a sense of disbelief. All of those feelings are natural, and you do not need to push them away. Allow yourself to feel the weight lifting. Allow yourself to breathe more freely, and allow yourself to accept that something good has finally arrived. This is part of your healing, not just financially, but emotionally as well. There is a deeper purpose behind this blessing that will become clearer over time. It is not only meant to help you in the present, but to prepare you for what comes next. With this provision, you will have the ability to make choices that were not available to you before. You will begin to see paths opening up, possibilities that once felt out of reach becoming more realistic and accessible. Be careful not to fall back into old habits of fear or scarcity. You have spent a long time protecting yourself by expecting less, by holding back, and by preparing for disappointment. That way of thinking helped you survive. But it is not meant to define your future. I am inviting you to step into a new way of living, one where you trust that provision will continue and that you do not have to carry everything alone. At the same time, stay grounded and wise with what you receive. This is not about rushing into decisions or trying to prove something to others. It is about creating stability, building something meaningful, and using what you have been given in a way that reflects growth and understanding. You do not need to impress anyone, and you do not need to explain your journey to those who were not there during your struggles. You will also notice that as this financial pressure begins to ease, your mind will become clearer. The constant worry that once occupied your thoughts will start to fade, making space for new ideas and new directions. This clarity is part of the blessing because it allows you to think beyond survival and begin planning for something greater. It is in this space that you will start to recognize opportunities that were always there but hidden by stress and fear. Why are so many people talking about the billionaire brainwave? A leading neuroscientist says it was identified during a private program based on CIA research. This 7-second ritual, confirmed by 4 neuroscience labs, helps align your thinking with better financial outcomes. Many are moving away from stress into improved lifestyles with dream homes, luxury cars, and the freedom to enjoy luxury vacations. But this discovery may be taken down soon. Click the link in the description and comments before it is gone. There may be moments when you look back and wonder why things had to be so difficult for so long. You may question why the relief did not come sooner, or why you had to go through so much before reaching this point. In time, you will begin to see that those experiences built a strength in you that could not have been developed any other way. They taught you patience, resilience, and a depth of understanding that will guide you in the days ahead. This unexpected money is not the final destination. It is a turning point. It marks the moment when things begin to shift in a way that you can see and feel from here. You will start to move differently, think differently, and carry yourself with a quiet confidence that comes from knowing you are not alone in your journey. You will no longer feel like you are fighting everything by yourself. As you continue forward, remember to stay connected to me in the same way you did during your hardest moments. Do not let comfort create distance, because your strength has always come from that connection. Keep listening, keep trusting, and keep allowing yourself to be guided, even when the path ahead is not fully clear. This is how you will continue to grow and build on what is being given to you now. Instead, you are being guided into a space where trust begins to replace fear, and where you recognize that what comes to you is not random but intentional. This shift will not happen all at once, but you will feel it growing stronger with each passing day. There was a time when you felt like you had to control everything just to survive, when you believed that if you did not hold everything together, it would all fall apart. That weight has been heavy, and it has shaped the way you think, the way you react, and the way you expect things to unfold. But now I am showing you that you do not have to live in that constant tension anymore. What I am placing in your hands is not just provision, it is an invitation to release that burden and learn to live differently. You may find yourself hesitating even as this blessing becomes real in your life. That hesitation comes from the memory of past disappointments, from times when things seem to improve only to fall apart again. It is natural to feel cautious, but do not let that caution turn into resistance. This is not a repeating cycle of loss. This is a new direction that has been prepared for you with care and intention. Type 1111 to affirm. As you move forward, you will begin to understand that your value was never tied to how much you struggled. You may have believed that your worth was measured by how hard you worked or how much you endured. But that belief is now being replaced. I am showing you that you are worthy of ease, of support, and of receiving without constant strain. This understanding will change not only how you see yourself, but how you allow yourself to receive what is given to you. There is also a deeper healing taking place beneath the surface. Financial stress has a way of affecting every part of your life. Your peace, your relationships, and even your sense of identity. As that pressure begins to lift, you will feel a quiet restoration happening within you. You will start to feel lighter, more present, and more open to the possibilities that once felt out of reach. Do not be surprised if new ideas begin to come to you during this time. When your mind is no longer consumed by worry, it creates space for creativity and direction. You may begin to see opportunities in areas you had not considered before, Or you may feel drawn towards something that aligns more closely with who you are becoming. Pay attention to those moments because they are part of the path unfolding before you. Type 1010 to receive blessings. This unexpected money is also creating room for you to make choices from a place of clarity rather than desperation. In the past, you may have had to say yes to things that did not truly align with you simply because you needed to get by. Now you will have the ability to pause, to think, and to choose what truly supports your growth and your well-being. This is a quiet form of freedom that will become more valuable to you than anything else. At the same time, remain grounded in gratitude because gratitude will keep your heart aligned with what is being given. It is not about forcing yourself to feel something. It is about recognizing the shift that is taking place and honoring it with awareness. When you stay grateful, you remain open. And when you remain open, you allow more to flow into your life without resistance. There may also be people around you who begin to notice the change in your life, even if you do not speak about it openly. Some will be supportive, while others may not fully understand what is happening. Stay steady in your own awareness. And do not let outside opinions distract you from what you know is real. This is your journey, and it does not need to be validated by anyone else. You will also begin to see that provision is not only about money, but about alignment in every area of your life. As one area begins to shift, it creates movement in other areas as well. Relationships may become clearer, decisions may become easier, and your sense of direction may feel more certain. This is how transformation works. It does not happen in isolation. It moves through every part of your life. Remember that what you are receiving now is not meant to be rushed or used without thought. Take your time to understand how to use it in a way that supports your future, not just your present. This is a moment to build something stable, something that reflects the growth you have gone through. You are no longer in a place where everything is uncertain, and this is your opportunity to create a different kind of foundation. What if the real reason most manifestation methods do not work has finally been explained? A top neuroscientist linked to CIA research says, without the right brainwave results, stay inconsistent. This 7-second ritual, supported by 4 neuroscience labs, is helping people approach money differently and improve their direction. Many are now stepping into dream homes, buying luxury cars, and enjoying luxury vacations they once thought were out of reach. But this information might not stay available online. Click the link in the description and comments before it gets removed. There will be moments when you feel overwhelmed by how quickly things are changing, even if those changes are positive. That feeling is part of the adjustment, and it will pass as you become more comfortable with this new reality. Allow yourself to move at a pace that feels right for you without comparing your journey to anyone else. What is unfolding in your life is unique, and it is meant to be experienced in your own way. Stay connected to me as you move through this season, because the same guidance that brought you here will continue to lead you forward. Do not assume that you have to figure everything out on your own, because you are still being supported in ways you may not fully see. Trust the process. Trust the timing. And trust that what has begun will continue to unfold. This is not the final chapter of your journey through hardship. It is the moment where the story begins to take a new course. You are entering a season where scarcity will no longer define your identity. Instead, your life will reflect progress, security, and a quiet confidence that comes from knowing you are being guided. The unexpected money is only the first indication that a far greater work has already begun. The anxiety that once appeared so easily will gradually lose its grip. In its place, You will discover a calm assurance that no longer depends on constant proof or reassurance. That is how you will recognize genuine transformation. It will not be measured only by what changes around you, but by what has been restored within your heart. For so long, you have lived expecting disappointment. You became accustomed to preparing for setbacks, even when no evidence suggested they were coming. Those habits were shaped by difficult seasons, by experiences that made hope feel dangerous and trust seem costly. But now, I am leading you into a new way of living, a place where fear no longer controls your decisions. I am showing you how to receive blessings with peace instead of suspicion. I am teaching you to stand with confidence instead of waiting for everything to fall apart. I am teaching you to believe fully instead of holding back your faith. Type 1212 if you continue to walk in faith. The unexpected money that has entered your life is only one visible expression of a much greater work unfolding around you. It is something you can recognize with your eyes, but it represents only a small part of everything I am preparing. Beyond what you can currently see, unseen changes are already taking place. New relationships are being positioned. Meaningful opportunities are coming together, and doors are quietly being prepared to open at exactly the right time. What has reached you now is not the finish line, but the first step of something much larger. Soon, you will sense a gentle invitation to move forward, to embrace opportunities that once seemed uncertain, distant, or completely beyond your reach. Do not ignore those moments because they are not random thoughts. They are gentle directions guiding you toward what is next. You may not have all the details and you may not feel completely ready, but that is where trust begins to grow. You are not being asked to rush, only to be aware and willing. At the same time, you must remain patient with yourself as you adjust to this new season. Growth does not always feel comfortable, even when it is leading you into something better. There may be days when old fears try to return, when you question whether this change is real or lasting. In those moments, remind yourself of what has already happened. Remind yourself of the evidence that something has shifted. Type 2. 2 to claim miracles. You are also being prepared to handle more than what you have already received. This current blessing is not the limit of what is possible for you. It is the introduction to a new level of provision and stability, but with that comes the need for greater awareness, greater wisdom, and a deeper sense of responsibility. You are growing into someone who can carry more without being overwhelmed by it. There was a time when even a small increase would have felt like too much to manage, not because you were incapable, but because you were already carrying so much stress. Now that weight is beginning to lift, and with it, your ability to handle more is increasing. This is why the timing of everything matters so much, because you are now in a place where you can receive and sustain what is being given to you. You will also begin to notice that your decisions are changing. You are no longer reacting out of urgency or pressure, but responding with thought and clarity. This shift will affect every area of your life. From the way you handle money to the way you approach relationships and opportunities, you are becoming more intentional, more grounded, and more aware of what truly matters. There may be people who do not recognize this change in you right away, especially those who are used to seeing you in a different light. Some may expect you to remain the same, to react the same, and to stay within the limits they have always associated with you. But you are not bound by those expectations. And you do not need to shrink yourself to make others comfortable. You are allowed to grow, to expand, and to step into the fullness of who you are becoming. As you move forward, continue to protect your peace and your focus. Do not allow distractions or unnecessary noise to pull you away from what is unfolding. This is a sensitive time of transition, and it requires your attention and your awareness. Stay centered, stay grounded, and keep your heart aligned with the path you are on. There is also a deeper sense of purpose that will begin to reveal itself as you continue in this season. You may start to feel a pull towards something that goes beyond your personal needs. Something that involves helping others or creating something meaningful. This is not something you need to force. It will come naturally as you continue to grow and as your perspective expands. What you have received will not only bless you, but it will also position you to be a source of support and encouragement to others. You are not the same person you were when you first started this journey, even if it sometimes feels like you are. The experiences you have gone through have shaped you in ways that are not always visible on the surface, but they are real, and they are significant. You carry a depth of understanding now that you did not have before, and that understanding will guide you in ways that logic alone cannot. Have you heard about the private group of neuroscientists working on brainwaves connected to money? A top researcher revealed this work was based on CIA studies not meant for public release yet. The result is a simple 7-second ritual validated by 4 neuroscience labs now practiced at home. Many who once struggled financially are now living in dream homes, owning luxury cars, and taking luxury vacations. But this page could disappear without warning. Click the link in the description and comments before it vanishes. There will come a moment when you fully realize how far you have come. When you see the contrast between where you were and where you are now, that realization will bring a sense of peace that is difficult to describe, because it will confirm that your journey has not been in vain. Everything you endured has led you to this place, and everything you are stepping into now is a continuation of that path. Stay open to what is still to come, because there is more unfolding than you can currently see. Do not settle into comfort too quickly or assume that this is all there is. What you are experiencing now is only one part of a larger process that will continue to develop over time. Remain attentive, remain willing, and remain connected to the source that has brought you this far. You are being led into a life that is more stable, more aligned, and more fulfilling than what you have known before. It will not be perfect, but it will be different in ways that matter. You will feel the difference in your mind, in your heart, and in the way you move through each day. This is the life that has been forming for you, even when you could not see it. This is how transformation truly begins, not with chaos, but with peace that feels unfamiliar at first. You have spent so long preparing for struggle that peace may feel almost uncomfortable, like something you are not used to holding. But I am teaching you how to live in this space, how to breathe without pressure, and how to trust without constantly looking over your shoulder. This is part of the blessing just as much as the unexpected money itself. Type 777 to affirm your belief. There will also be a moment where you look at your situation and realize that the urgency you once felt is no longer controlling you. Decisions that once felt rushed will now feel clear, and choices that once felt forced will now feel natural. You are stepping into a place where you are no longer reacting to life but responding to it with awareness. This is a powerful shift, and it will change the way you move in every area. You are being guided to slow down, not because things are stopping, but because you are now able to move with intention. When everything felt uncertain, you had to act quickly just to keep up, but now you have space to think, to reflect, and to choose wisely. This space is a gift, and it will help you build something that lasts instead of something that only works for a moment. there is also something important happening in the way you see yourself. You are beginning to understand that you are not defined by your past struggles, and you are not limited by what you have been through. The version of you that once felt stuck is no longer the version that is moving forward. You are growing into someone who carries strength quietly, someone who does not need constant validation to know their worth. Type yes to receive miracles. As this awareness deepens, you will start to notice that your energy is changing. You will feel less drained, less overwhelmed, and more present in your daily life. This is because the constant tension you once carried is being released, making room for clarity and focus. You will find yourself thinking more clearly, planning more effectively, and approaching situations with a calm mind instead of a worried one. There will also be opportunities that begin to appear in ways you did not expect. These opportunities will not always be obvious at first, but you will feel a sense of alignment when you encounter them. Pay attention to what feels right, not just what looks good on the surface. You are being guided toward paths that match who you are becoming, not who you used to be. There will be moments when you pause before taking the next step, especially as new opportunities begin to appear. Do not mistake that hesitation for a reason to turn back. It simply means you are entering places you have never walked before. Every season of growth begins with uncertainty. Yet, uncertainty is not proof that you are on the wrong path. Continue trusting where you are being led. Even when it calls you beyond what feels familiar, you will soon realize that certain relationships, habits, and circumstances no longer belong in your life the way they once did. There is no reason to fear these changes or resist them. They are a natural result of the person you are becoming. As your life moves into greater alignment, your surroundings will begin to change as well, creating room for people and opportunities that reflect your new season. Release what no longer strengthens your journey without looking back. A quiet strength has been forming within you. It does not seek attention or demand recognition, yet it is firm, dépendable, and impossible to shake. That inner strength will carry you through moments of uncertainty and remind you that you already possess everything needed for what lies ahead. You are no longer the person who questioned every decision or feared every new beginning. You have been shaped by every lesson, refined through every challenge, and strengthened by every experience. As time passes, you may begin looking back on your past with fresh understanding. Moments that once seemed filled only with pain will reveal a deeper purpose. Not because they were easy, but because you can finally recognize how they prepared you for where you are now. That new perspective will bring a peace you have been searching for. It will free your heart from burdens you have carried for far too long and allow you to continue forward without the same emotional weight. As this new season unfolds, remember that there is no need to rush the process. Give yourself permission to embrace each change, both within your spirit and throughout your life. What has been prepared for you will not slip away because of patience. Everything is unfolding according to the timing that supports your growth, leading you steadily toward the future that has been waiting for you.